Hello, Mike. Yes, sir. Good evening. I'm doing good. At least nobody's told me any different. Uh, what's us with you today? Doing great. I seen Iron Dog for a while. I just sent Grizz a link. And we got 5 people watching now. We're getting notifications out. You all going to do a panel? Hopefully. Would you like to come up, Mike? Yes, I hope so, Mike. Do you want to join the panel? Let's see. Wonder how much of a lag we got going. A little bit, I see. Well, I'll check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 seconds. 9-second lag. Sure, I may have to step away once in a while. Okay, Mike, I'll just put the link in here for you. When you grab it. Hello, Ann Fulton. There's a link. You want to come up and talk to me? Very cold there. How cold is it? Hi.
Hi. How
You
much?
look familiar. You
Huh?
look familiar.
Well, you sent the link. I just picked it up.
Good enough.
Oh,
Mike, you coming up?
yep. So what's new?
Nothing. We know who Dave is.
Yeah.
Here, man. 15 degrees at Mike. Wow.
Do what?
Mike says it's 15 degrees.
Oh. See, I can't see the chat. If I go to the chat, I think it'll take me out. Take me out.
Hello, Mike. How are
you? How you doing?
Really good.
Take me out.
Hello, Mike. How
you doing?
Really good. Somebody's got their YouTube not muted.
I just muted mine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't mute it right away.
Okay. Mike Dillon, this is my sister Ann.
Hey, how are you?
Fine. That's my baby brother.
I have a baby sister.
All right. Have you got antiques behind you? What have you got hanging behind you?
We have a lot of antiques, most of which I inherited from my dad.
Oh.
But the stuff I have back here, actually, yeah, that rocking chair is, is an old rocking chair that I inherited from my father. We stripped the paint off of and we're working on restoring.
Okay.
It's for my daughter. She's 8 years old, so.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Are you in the shop or in the basement or what?
I'm in the basement. So
okay.
Yeah,
That's
down here.
Like.
It's pretty kind of dark, and right over there, right about there is one of the wood stoves. We have 3 wood stoves that we heat our house with. And
where do you live at?
We live in New Hampshire.
You need more than that to heat your house, believe me.
Yeah.
That's cold up there.
It's very cold. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's about 15 degrees right now. We're supposed to get a low around 10 degrees overnight. Last night we got a low of about 5 degrees.
What do you do?
What do I do for work?
Yeah.
It's funny. What I do for my primary job is IT work. I do computer work.
Oh.
So I manage networks and servers for like all the local businesses around here. I just started a new job, but before that, I worked for a bigger company working for their corporate IT, and I used to manage their data centers. So I do like pretty much all technology and stuff. But what I do for fun, like what I really enjoy, is I have a sawmill, and I go out and I pick up logs from my friends' tree services, and I bring them back here and I mill them up and I make stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's great. That's great.
My father was in construction. He built bridges and tunnels for the past like 30 years or so. And I used to work with him a lot doing that stuff. So I always like working with my hands.
Good enough.
Good.
So,
my husband works in oil. Our business back here, most of our business is oil production.
Oh, wow.
In Illinois. We're not at Chicago. We're way at the bottom. And that's where all the oil and all the fracking, that they're picketing about. That's where we are.
So he does a lot of the drilling and stuff like that?
He does well service. They drill the well and then they have to put pipe down there to pull the oil out. That's what he does.
Wow. That's
Yep.
interesting.
Yep.
You must really like that.
Oh, he does. He does. He likes it's interesting work. It's geology and stuff. He's really into that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's the important thing. It's like you got to love what you do.
Now, my brother, did Kim tell you what he did for a living?
No, actually, I'm not sure about that.
Well, you mill the wood.
Yep.
He sold the wood.
Oh, okay.
He worked in the lumber yard. He can tell you all about that quarter sawn and half sawn and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I actually. That's
I
it's
didn't
funny.
know it like that.
When I was
I just sold the finished product. There's Grizz.
Yeah.
hey,
Hey,
Greg.
Chris.
All rise.
Oh my gosh, Riz. Grizz, are you cold, honey?
No, it's not actually all that bad out here. It's about 35, 36, degrees
Oh.
on that. It's on the chilly side. We got a
Oh,
few
that's warm. That's warm.
Yeah, warm for you, Mike.
Yeah, it's 55 here, but it's windy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, just a
We're
second
going
here.
to get a lot of
Pop
rain.
out, chat.
They say we're going to get a lot of flood here.
If we can ever get temperatures above freezing, I'm happy.
Well,
Yeah,
I tell you what, Mike. Right now is kind of the cold time of year for us, and it can. I'm not going to lie to you. It can drop down to like 10, 5 and 10 degrees on rare occasions. But our average temperature this time of year is 35. It's under 40. From 30 to 40. A little bit, right, light drizzle, a cold drizzling rain. It can be a freezing rain. But it's not that. We don't get the. We got all next week. We got snow, but I'm sure that none of the snow that we got coming is going to stick.
Yeah. Yeah, we're actually supposed to. What's funny is New England in January. Normally, we have temperatures that are like hover around like 0 degrees. Normally, January this time of year, we're getting temperatures that are like 0, 5 below 0, 5 degrees. And this coming weekend, we're actually getting temperatures that are going to be close to 60, and we're going to get rain, which I think is going to really throw the whole climate off here. But I actually like that. Like, I'd rather have rain if it's going to be warm than snow. But most of the people around here would rather have snow. I just don't like.
But Mike,
the freezing.
I got to swallow this part. The rain that we get here this time of year, and we get a lot of rain this time of year. It's not a warm rain. It's not a warm rain here. It is a cold rain, usually verging on a freezing rain. Usually just above freezing rain, but it's a cold rain.
But a cold rain in there is probably like what, 25, 30 degrees.
Freezing rain can happen at 30.
Yeah. So around here, it's like, we get freezing rain 25, 30 degrees, but then like you'll all of a sudden have a day where it's like 0. Like last night we had our temperatures drop pretty close to 0. And then this coming weekend we're gonna have temperatures that are gonna be close to 60. But I'd rather have pretty steady temperatures that are always above freezing. I just really don't like the really cold weather, and I really don't like the snow.
The only problem with not having snow is that will not, if you don't have snow, your water level will not come up. You have to have snow to bring your water level up.
Right.
So.
And it's funny because a lot of people around here say, they don't like the fact that during the winter, sometimes you have these thaws that cause these intermittent mud seasons in the middle of the winter.
Yeah.
If you don't get that, then nothing thaws during the winter, and all of the thaw happens in the spring. And so everything that didn't thaw out during the winter all happens during the spring, and the mud season is that much worse.
Hmm.
So I'd rather have thaws throughout the winter, so it gradually happens. When the spring comes, if we didn't have any thaw during the winter, when the spring comes and everything thaws at that point, we have extreme flooding. Because all the snow that built up over the winter just suddenly melts really fast and it starts flooding the rivers. And
Yeah,
Well,
it happens. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
still have that here. We still have that here with warmer temperatures because it's only 10 miles up the road from me. Where there's probably right now about 2 to 3 feet of snow. And going to just only 10, maybe 20 miles up the road from me.
so Noodle,
I'm just below that snow belt where we don't get that snow, but that's not very far for me to go up there and we can get 4, 5, 6, 8 feet of snow.
Noodle said, how
When
do you,
that starts melting, we get all washed out down here.
Noodle said, how do you keep your water pipes from bursting? Up here, like we do get some pretty extreme temperatures, but you just have to pay attention to where your pipes are. Like for us is when we get really cold weather, it's important for us to keep the wood stove going in the basement because the pipes are in the floor.
Yeah, I see that.
So as long as we keep the wood stove going in the basement, when it gets really cold, it will keep the pipes warm enough so they don't freeze. So you definitely have to pay attention to that, and that's kind of the downside of living in New England. Is,
What type of pipe do you have in there?
what's that?
What type of piping is it?
Most of it is copper, but our house is cantilever. So a cantilever is where your foundation sits in one spot and your house hangs over it. And in the cantilever, we actually have a little bit of plumbing. And in that cantilever, that's where we tend to have the pipes that freeze. And in the cantilever, we have PEX. So having PEX, it's a lot more flexible. So we don't have, even if it does freeze, the pipes don't burst because there's more
Right.
flexibility. So like,
Yeah. PEX is awesome.
yeah, PEX is definitely a way to go if you're going to have a chance of your pipes freezing. PEX definitely helps a lot because it's flexible.
Are you leaving, Ann?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave now. It's nice talking to you guys.
No, wait
Now
a
you
second.
stay out of trouble. You stay out of trouble, Grizz.
Wait a second. Ann, before you go, I've never seen you before. Is this Kim's sister?
Yes,
That's it.
there I am.
Ann, I've never seen you before. This is so awesome to see on the live. I didn't realize that was you.
Yep, that's me.
Ann, it is so cool to see you up here. Don't leave. Chat with us. I want you to stay up here.
No, I've been here for a while. I'll talk to you later, Grizz. Bye bye.
Okay, take care, Ann. I love you. You know, you're like another sister to me because Kim's my brother, and if Kim's
Okay,
my sister,
that's fine. I'm all up with
In the
that.
witness protection program.
Yeah. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
take care, Ann. Hey, that's so cool. I've never seen you. I didn't realize that was your sister when I came up
Yeah,
here.
that's big sis. Older
That's cool.
She's not big. It's older sis.
Well,
Hey,
someday I should get my sister on here.
Oh, water bug. Hey, buddy, you want to come up?
Hey, by the way, Noodles. Hey, you know what? I really do appreciate the fact that you have not been, and you're more than welcome on my channel, Noodles. Don't get me wrong. I really appreciate that when you have come here, you've really on my channel, you behave very well, and you know where I'm getting at. So anyway, you're more than welcome, Noodles, on my channel.
Yeah,
And
Noodles,
that
like-
name, I will remove that name if you promise never to use that name in that manner that you're talking about.
Yeah, he said PEX can expand to the size of basketball. I never tested that, but we've had our pipes freeze, and we've had PEX freeze to the point like one of the kids were in the bathroom and they're like, oh, I flushed the toilet and nothing's happening. And I came down to the basement and I saw the PEX was all frozen solid. And
Well,
it didn't split or burst or anything, and it expanded.
okay.
We had no
got a link.
Nope. But yeah, PEX is definitely the way to go if you think you're gonna have issues with things freezing. Definitely want to replace your copper with PEX. Think you're gonna have issues with
There's Water Bug.
Hey, Waterbug, how you doing?
Hey, you're getting an old pro at this. Water Bug.
Here he is.
You jumped right up there. You didn't even have Christy to help you.
No, she don't went to bed. She was trying to show me last night how to do it.
Well, you did good.
She should be behind me, fucking. She's coming. She's coming. Oh, mommy's calling you. She was squatted on down behind me.
Y'all will hear me okay, can't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Okay. How you, Mike, Grizz, how y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic.
So, is this a different Noodles? Is this Balderman?
No, that's not Botterman. That's Noodles 1980. Two different individuals. Hey, the Noodles is the guy that likes to do the drama. Botterman is the guy that likes to run the programs and do the SWAT thing, which he doesn't do anymore, he says.
Okay, now I know the Noodles 1980. We talked a little bit, and I said if he behaved himself, but this other Noodles, I don't know him.
The
Caboodle noodles? Caboodles of noodles.
I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
Damn.
But anyhow,
He says, Grizz, can I come up on your panel too?
No.
Don't know who it is. So yeah.
there's Stray. Hello, Stray.
Hey, Stray.
Going on, Stray?
Hey, straight. Now I'm looking for Noodles 1980. I don't see where he's blocked on my channel.
Yeah, normally it's really cold down here, but it's nice having the wood stove running.
Oh, Waterbug clicked
Oh.
off.
He dropped off.
He may have clicked the wrong button. Well, Mike, we have a basement and our gas furnace is in the basement. So it stays decent down there in around 60. Now I do have vents down there I can open up, but I keep them shut because you're just spitting the heat out in the basement, you know.
Yeah, we have a propane furnace heating system over there, but we don't ever use it. We only use it to heat our water because it's more efficient to burn wood to heat the house because we got 3 wood stoves, and having the sawmill and all the extra wood that I have around, it just makes more sense to burn wood to heat the house. It's, free heat. And so we pretty much try to avoid using the heating system as much as we can.
See, for me, wood wouldn't be ideal because there's no woods here close, and I'd have to have a chainsaw and a truck, and I kind of like turning that dial.
Yeah,
And
it's more convenient having like a typical heating system. Like I actually grew up just north of Boston, and so we never had any other source of heat other than just go and turn the thermostat up, and the place got warm, and that was how it always was growing up. But once I moved out here and lived out here and realized that the source of heat could be free if you work for it, that's what I've been doing, and it just makes a lot more sense to me. Like, we get a house and we get fireplaces, and we had fireplaces when we bought the house, and I thought, like, we have all these chimneys, so why wouldn't I not want to heat using that? So I put a bunch of wood stoves in with the surrounding forest, and it just made sense. Like, there's trees, just with the trees that fall down around here, I can heat the house. So it made a lot more sense.
Yeah, if you've got that local to you, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. I'm done with messing with all the blocks and all that stuff.
Hey, there's Robert. Robert, I sent you an email.
Robert, how you doing?
Well, Chris, you get anything done today?
Yeah, I did. Oh man, hey, Waterbug. I went on up here to cut some firewood. I was going to shoot a video. I thought I was going to make one video today, but I was able to shoot 2 videos today. I come up with a nice chunk of wood. It was kind of split off about this big. It wasn't round, it was a split off log.
He got wood.
Yeah, I found it on the floor right here.
Hey, 25 cents today.
Yep.
Well, that's a good deal, Grizz. You made 2 videos.
Yeah, well, that chunk of wood that I found on up here, nice size chunk of wood. I thought, well, that's Doug Fir. There's some old crap over here that I gotta get rid of. So I just spotted on up here, threw it on my hillbilly wood processor that I put up today, and I started cutting that into that sucker, and I sent it around my chainsaw into it. That chunk of wood that I threw up there, the outer surface was kind of rotted. The whole inside of it, and it was about this. It wasn't a full round. It was just a splinter of a log. Okay, but it was about this big, and it was about 10 feet long. And that splinter of log, you guys would have guessed what it was.
Walnut?
No. I wish it had been walnut. It was old growth
Hickory?
red cedar.
Red cedar.
Clear. If I went and cut that on up, started cut. I cut up a few chunks before I even looked and started notice. Oh, wait a second, this ain't Doug Fir. So anyway, what I ended up doing, I ended up splitting that into a bunch of shingle, cedar shake, and for a little project that I got going here.
Yeah, the one thing about softwood is it's easier to split when it's frozen, but when it's not frozen, it's really stringy. It's like you gotta hit it in the right spot.
Yeah, well, I was splitting this with my wood splitter, with the hydraulic wood splitter.
Yeah.
So I was able to control the size of the shake that I wanted to split, and cedar. This is old. This was dry. It's been dead for a number of years. I mean, this is the outer portion of it, like a half inch of it, about a half inch in. It's pretty punky. It's taken that, but that's how long it's been down.
I thought about taking a lot of the softwood offcuts and stuff and cutting it and splitting it for firewood and just kind of selling little bundles of firewood.
Yeah.
Because we have so much of it. I'll have people pull up at the bottom of the driveway with a trailer and I'll load it up for them and I'll just give it because I'm I just need it out of here. We have so much of it. And I thought a lot about just cutting it up and splitting it and selling it for firewood to the campgrounds and that sort of thing around here.
Oh, the other thing that you could do, that a lot of people, they don't want to put up cord wood for the winter and stuff like that. But what if you made some pallets, some little quarter cord pallets or something like that? Smaller pallets, easy to lift, something easy that you can drop in the trunk of their car, the whole pallet or something. Something little that you can bundle it up and sell it. Here's a bundle. You have an exact measurement, and you can just sell it to the people that don't want to buy a whole deal.
Yeah, I actually thought about diving more into like the firewood business sort of thing because I really do like cutting and splitting. Like I really enjoy cutting and splitting firewood because it's pretty relaxing to me.
Yep.
I go out into the woods and just cut, split, and I have a good time doing it. And so I thought that would be kind of a fun thing to do, and I like that idea. I think that might actually work pretty well.
But we need to get a young man like Waterbug over here to help us cut and split firewood.
You're number
You know,
one.
he was showing us his wedding finger.
You got three on me, boy.
Just a second, I got to step off camera. I can still hear.
Water bug, we know how to run these chairs.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yep.
We know how to run these chairs.
Yeah.
Hello, Iron Dog. How are you?
Oh, Iron Dog, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, my father did bridging, and he built bridges and tunnels and did road construction up to 62 years old.
Is he still living?
No, he passed away at 62. Was about 2 years ago.
Sorry to hear that, Mike.
Yeah, it was kind of sudden, but yeah, he at 62 he was fit and like busting his. I mean, he was like working hard. I could not keep up with him, and being in my 40s, I could not keep up with him in his 60s. And he worked hard, but his company closed down, so he was kind of forced to retire. And he had the means to retire. He just liked what he did, and he didn't want to retire. And so when his company closed and he was forced to retire, he didn't know what to do. So he kind of sat around his house and hung out and drank beer, smoked his cigars, and just hung out in his yard and didn't know what to do. And like 9 months later, he had a stroke and passed away. But like, it's one of those things, like you stop moving and it'll get you.
That's right,
But-
Keith.
Yeah, Grizz.
I didn't realize
Grizz
Dad was only
remembers
3 years older than me. I didn't realize your dad was only 3 years older than me.
Yeah. No, I know Grizz remembers that whole timeline when that all happened. But yeah, he was 62. He was 1955. He was born, and he was kind of forced to retire in January of 2017 when his company closed, and he didn't want to retire. Financially, he could have retired years before, but he just liked what he did. And when the company closed, he was like, well, all right, I guess I have no choice and I'll retire. And he didn't know what else to do. So he hung out around his house, drank beer, smoked his cigars, and he was like, I don't know what else to do. So he just kind of hung out with his neighbors, and he helped his friends work around their businesses. He did some landscaping, help people move and that sort of thing. And
Grizz, what old Iron Dog doing? He telling you something?
Yeah, he's trying to slap me around, telling me I'm a lazy mofo.
Don't swear like that in front of Grizz work.
That's right. No, I want to tell something on Mike here though. And this only what he told us on his channel back then when that was happening, when he was going through dealing with his dad's death. He was going over there, went over to his dad's house. He had to, take care of the estates there and clean out the house and get it ready to sell and, put it on the market and everything.
Yeah.
He was coming up with cases of this like Billy beer. I might be exaggerating, but it was, we're talking about some old Schlitz, some old Billy beer, some just really old beer. And he's cracking them open. He's getting drunk on this old still beer.
Yeah, that's one thing my father liked. He was a big fan of beer, and so he collected beers all the way from the early 1900s. And I actually still have cases of beer over here in the basement. He had beer cans with the pull tops and all that stuff, and I did a live stream and I was hanging out and I'm like drinking some of the beers and that stuff was pretty horrid.
Yeah, me and Waterbug, we'd enjoy beer like that.
We don't let that beer go to waste, do we?
Hell no. That's sacrilegious to throw that stuff on out.
Oh yeah.
You know, and actually it's funny, like the reason I always drink Miller Lite, that was my dad's, that's the beer my dad always drank.
That's what I started on. Miller Lite, them little glass ponies, 7-ounce ponies. You remember them, Grizz?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember 'em.
No, when I got hooked, I got hooked to enjoying that Miller like that there back in the early '80s when I was down in the South. There's some really good friends that I met down there in the South. That's what they were drinking down there, and they got me hooked on it for a while. But now that's kind of a yuppie beer to me. I mean, that's kind of out of my price level. That's why I drink the natural ice.
I don't say he wants a beer now. He wants to make him go get a beer.
Go get it, Waterbug.
Get after it.
We're going to end up having Kim go get himself a beer.
Yeah. This is Thursday. I don't drink on Thursday.
You don't?
By the way, Kim, I missed your live stream, your lunchtime live stream. I missed it by 4 minutes.
You can't drink on Thirsty Thursday? Thirsty
Yeah,
Thursday?
I just said that. I just said that.
It's Thirsty.
Cheers, Waterbug.
That's like the day to drink.
Cheers.
Cheers to you there.
50, but cheers.
I can't drink much. I got to run to the doctor in the morning early.
I got to work tomorrow, but I don't care. I have priorities.
Yeah, and these are the priorities right here.
That's right.
Now I have a little fridge, one of them from Walmart, you know,
Yeah.
and I have it down in the basement. I keep a little beer in there.
Yeah, I ain't drank much this week.
Pam says, "Won't you keep some up here?" Well, if I keep it up here, I'll drink it.
Yep. Well, that's why I don't keep my mountain water in the house. I keep it away. My wife knows where it's at. I mean, I'm not trying to, it's not no secret, but I don't keep my tobacco. I don't keep this in the house anymore. It stays outside. My mountain water stays outside. I don't keep any of the stuff just because when I'm in the house, I want to grab it.
I keep your water in the garage. It won't freeze.
It's a good place for it, ain't it?
Yeah, I'm not crazy about it, but every once in a while, I think, man, I got to take a sip of that. Yeah.
You know what? Take some of that mountain water, pour it in a pint jar, and I just discovered this for myself that I'm liking. Pour some of that mountain water just to try it, and in a pint jar, and put a stick of cinnamon in there.
Oh, okay.
And it sits there and marinate for a few weeks, and on occasion shake it on up, and then mix it with apple juice or something. See how you like it. That's actually what I got right now tonight. This is my mountain water marinated with cinnamon sticks for a couple of weeks, and I got to mix it with apple juice.
Well,
When's your video coming up, Grizz? You said you uploaded some. When they supposed to be up?
No, I haven't uploaded it yet. I'm still editing. I'm working on editing one for about a week, and I won't even get to these ones that I shot today until I get done with that one. So I'm way behind.
Okay.
well, Grizz, that's what they did with that rum, that Madudu. They put
Yeah, that's
sticks
what
and
I
stuff.
figured out, that chunk of wood, that chunk of wood that was on in that McDoo-doo. I did pull it out and take a bite out of it, and that was a mistake. But that's what that chunk of wood was.
But
That's what that was in cinnamon.
that Mount Water's just sitting out there in the garage. I should get me some cinnamon sticks.
Yeah.
How many? I don't know.
Well, you
3
know,
or 4 in there.
I did it with a half a gallon and I put 3 of in there. And it wouldn't have hurt to put 4. But three was fine.
Well, if I get some now, put them in there, about 4 of them. By summer, they ought to be good.
Oh shoot, you know, I'd only put if you wait till summer, I'd only put 2 or 3 in there. And you'll with only 2 or 3 in there, and you wait until summer, and you let that marinate, and on occasion go on out there and just shake it up. You know, just shake it up some on occasion. But you know, by the summer, yeah, give it a try. I ain't going to tell you it's going to be like the McDoo. It ain't going to be like the McDoo.
No, but it might calm it down a little bit where I can handle it.
Yeah, that stuff will remove the hair off your chest, won't it? I mean, it's not that it's that stout; it's the flavoring that will remove the hair. It's not that it's super potent.
Well, I'll look into that. I definitely will.
You know, that's one thing that I regret, that when I was in the South, that I didn't connect with some of the old moonshiners down there and try to learn a few things when I was down there from them.
Oh, I guess I missed it. Bye, Iron Dog.
Take care, Iron Dog.
Need to get something done.
I connected with some of the moonshiners, you know, down there. And I knew some moonshiners. I just didn't connect and start trying to learn any of their secrets at all, you know. And I'm sure they would have talked to me to a small degree.
Everybody's got different ways to do things.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everybody has their own little secret, their own little tips and stuff. And I'm you know, everything that I do, I'm just self-taught.
I was watching how they clean a squirrel. Now they got different ways of doing it. I never was very good at it. Dad'd take that tail and cut it right there by his tail and stand on that tail and pull it right up. I'd cut that tail, stand on it, suck that tail right off of there. And I had a hell of a mess. How do you clean a squirrel?
I take a 22, I stick it right up his butt, and I pull the trigger.
How do you clean it to eat it?
I don't know. You know what? I've had squirrel, and squirrel is really good eating, but I've never cleaned it, so I could not answer that. But hey, I'll be right back. My lighter gave up the flint, and I have to grab a flint, so I'll be right back.
Cash only.
Yep.
How are you? Muscadine and Blackberry Yahoo.
Sounds good, I guess.
I don't know. Let me check out his channel.
Cash Honey. Ain't know what it says.
Cash only is what I see.
Yeah, it's cash only. I was looking at it.
Good wine.
Good wine. So what you been doing today, Brother Kim?
Well, about what I did yesterday, I wasn't done. Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I messed around on the computer, watched some movies, ate lunch, went and got lunch.
Yeah.
No, Grim, the way I Now, Dad, he taught me, tried to teach me, but I never could do it. And then a guy I worked with, he showed me, and he put 2 nails in a tree, and you take that squirrel in the middle of its back and pinch it and stick that knife through there and make a cut. Then you take your fingers in the middle of that back and start pulling. And when you pull his britches down, then you can hang it up on them nails and start working with it. So you never did squirrel hunt, Grizz?
No, I never did do the squirrel hunting thing. I had the squirrel meat. You know, friends of mine did the squirrel. They'd gather it while I was at work and stuff like that, and then they'd cook that up at the fish fries and the crawdads, you know, with the crawdads and everything else. We had some healthy feast, but I never did experience that part of it.
Okay. But the way he did it was he cut right behind the back legs, or right behind the front legs. Of course, you cut the head off and you keep the legs, and the center part of it, you never gutted it. He just cut them ribs off and dropped them. He said there's no meat to it, so he just basically kept the back legs and front legs, and then around it.
I always processed squirrels just like rabbits. Just kind of cut them down the legs and then pull it off like a sweater.
Right.
Yep. And then cut the head off.
Rabbits is a lot easier to skin than the squirrel.
Yeah.
That skin's tough.
Yeah, I showed you how to clean a timber chicken.
What kind of chicken?
A timber chicken.
There's not much meat to them, are they?
Oh, they got some good breast meat, yeah. Good breast meat and drumsticks. You just stand on, a timber chicken, after you shoot its head off, you just stand on its wings and grab a hold of its legs and you just rip it on up, and then you have just nothing but the breast meat and legs.
Kind of like a quail.
Pardon?
Kind of like a quail.
I've never done quail. I never thought they were worth shooting because there was too little meat there. But I guess, is that what you do with quail?
Yeah, you do it the same way you do a chicken.
I never could come up with very many, so I never messed with it. And Dad could clean them. Just he was an outdoorsman, you know.
Yeah, I always compared like processing birds and rabbits. Like you got the same amount of meat, but it was a lot more work if you were going to process a bird because you had to defeather them. Rabbits were always much easier to process, but they were a lot harder to raise because rabbits got out more often. So you had to find a way to keep them in.
We raised rabbits when I was a kid. Tame rabbits is a lot different taste than the wild rabbit.
Yeah, we don't have wild
like
rabbits around here.
Yeah, they taste more like chicken.
It was my job to breed the rabbits. Well, I tell you what, I had to fight them butts off though.
Yeah, it's funny. The first meal that we had with rabbits, we had I made quesadillas, and I told the family, I'm like, "Hey, we're having chicken quesadillas tonight." And they're, "Oh, great!" And they loved it. But of course, I wasn't going to tell my 8-year-old daughter that she's eating, bunnies.
Paris, Tennessee.
Tell her that she was eating a family pet.
Right, exactly. Yeah, she loved the rabbits. She loves the bunnies, and I'm like, I'm not gonna tell her she's eating the bunnies. But they
Well,
were definitely so much easier to process than chickens. Like you got the same amount of meat out of a rabbit and the chicken, but it was like far easier to process a rabbit. Like you can do it in less than a minute. And a chicken, it's like you gotta scorch it, pull the feathers off, and it was just so much more work, and it was messy.
Oh yeah.
Well, the thing about chicken is you got to learn to get the process down really quick, so it makes it easy. Because the longer you wait after you behead the chicken, the longer they sit, the harder it is to depuck them, or the harder it is to skin them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the hard part for me is getting that process down where I'm productive at.
Yeah, you kind of get a process going.
Well, that's why I only do one or two at a time.
Like I got most of the production out of pigs. So we raised pigs, and I got more meat per kind of effort out of the pork than we did anything. But the family got sick of pork because we were raising pigs so much that I had a freezer full of pork, and they were just like, we're sick of eating pork. And so I had to switch it up and do something different. So that's when we got rabbits and ducks and turkeys, goats. And so I kind of learned to process different things.
Well, I'll bet you Waterbug could tell some pretty damn good stories on harvesting pigs and all that stuff.
there you go, picking on me again.
Well, I'll bet you. I bet you can tell you from growing on up. I know you went through all this.
We still do it. Them boys, they hunt wild hogs and deer. They do it now. I don't do it.
Well, what about going up on the farm though and harvesting what you raised?
Yeah, we done that. Yeah, we had a little old farm.
You know, it's
I
funny.
bet you can tell some good stories what y'all did down there.
Boy, you want me to tell you a big one, then, don't you?
Yeah.
Let me hit on my head here. Come up with something.
You know what's funny is like I grew up just north of Boston, so I grew up in the city. Like my whole life, I just grew up like in surrounded by people and growing up in the city. And it's funny because like I moved to New Hampshire and I realized like how much more there was to offer. And that's when I started like raising animals, and I started teaching myself about this stuff. And it's funny because people will come out here and see what we do, and then when I tell them what I do for a living and then tell them where I grew up, they're like, I would have never assumed that.
But we had I'll tell you a little old story there. This back when I was a little boy, my daddy had a bunch of goats. He had probably 15, 20 heads of goats, and he had a goat where all his pecan tree was at, had a fence around it. He hired these two older fellas and these two kids, and then we picked a nut, and then about dinner time, they said, Mr. Dyke, can we take a break? He said, yeah, y'all take a break for an hour. He said, I'm going to tell all of y'all, don't go out there and lay against one of them pecan trees, lay back. And that guy said, why, Mr. Dykes, why? Well, them goats right there, they see you over there and you gnawing off. Your head wobble back too. They going to knock the crap out of you. He said, oh, Mr. Dykes, you ain't got no goats like that. He said, yeah, them goats there is my sleeping goats. They watch you sleeping on the job. And they just had nothing about it. One of them dozed off. A few minutes, old goat kept seeing that old head. A few minutes, he pawed him on front feet. He took off at him and knocked him down.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, knocked him out. And Daddy went over and checked on him. He said, what happened? Mr. Dice, one of your pecan limbs fell out of that damn blaming tree and hit me right over the damn head. Well, I told you not to go to sleep. Don't put jokes out there.
Well, I tell you what, I went over to my grandparents' house when I must have been about 6, 7, 8 years of age, and I did not like goat meat. I was just a little tight when I went to my grandparents' house. I didn't like goat meat, but my grandpa, he would go on out and in the middle of the night to go get some venison. And I'm not going to tell you about that story, about exactly what the whole deal was, because we all know that's kind of illegal to do. But on those nights that my grandpa would decide he had to go bring in some venison home, so we could have some backstrap or and fried taters and stuff. Well, some nights my grandpa was not all that productive at it, but he had a friend of his down the road that had some goats, and I did not like goat meat back then. I did not like goat meat. But you know what? My grandpa had a way of convincing me that was backstrap. It was venison backstrap.
Dang.
And that's how I learned to like goat meat, by the way.
Well, I've never had goat meat. I would try it. Heck, I'd try anything,
It's good. Some of it. Let's go how it's fixed. About like deer meat.
Has any
It's how you prep it.
right? Have you ever had snake?
No, I don't eat no damn steak.
I have sampled it. I can't say that I've had a meal, but I was up camping with several years ago, and when I was in my teens, and at a campsite there was another camper on out there. They'd killed a rattlesnake and they cooked it on up, and I sampled it, and actually that rattlesnake meat was pretty tasty.
Well, they say it's good. Now, I've never had it. I would try it. I've never had it. We was on the.
I would imagine it was very tough. No.
We had a buffalo steak. Oh, you talk about delicious now.
Oh, buffalo is great. Buffalo is very good.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, we have buffalo farms around here, and we get some buffalo steaks that they're very good, but it's very lean. There's not a lot of fat, so it's
You never want to cook it completely done. I mean, we're well
Right.
done.
Yeah,
you want to cook it like venison.
they're very lean. There's not a lot of fat in it.
I ordered medium.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to cook them well done because there's no fat in a buffalo.
It was delicious.
Yeah, we have buffalo hot dogs and buffalo bacon, and we have a friend that actually raises buffalo around here, and they're very lean, so there's not a lot of fat. So you kind of have to cook it with fat if you want it to be somewhat tender.
Kim, my dad, he got bit twice by a rattlesnake. He got bit one time when he was 7, and he got bit again when he was about 13. Then when he got on up in age, he got bit by a moccasin. So we always take them rascals out. Let me show you what we killed out here at the house.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me get her on the big screen. Oh my God.
That's a diamondback rattlesnake.
Wow.
Missy found him, and I was gone. That's back when my daddy was alive. That's my daddy there. But he was 6 foot 2 inches long.
Wow.
But that was an old rattler because he had about 12 rattlers on him.
Wow.
Old diamondback. But I sold him mine. He's 6'2". And
So what did you do with him? Did they eat him?
no, we don't eat no damn snakes here now. I'll kill him.
I would actually try it.
Yeah, I don't try it. Shit, no, I don't mess with it. What I do, I take them out. But
Well,
I don't have much trouble around here because of chicken hawk. Chicken hawks takes care of the snakes around here.
You
Wow.
you were saying that the other day. Yeah, chicken
Yeah.
hawk.
Yep. We killed it with a stick. I got a old stick I made.
Yeah, the worst predators that we have around here are like black bears.
And I kill I'll take that damn stick and I'll cut his damn head off with that stick.
Yeah.
A poison snake now, not damn not friendly snakes, I call them.
Yeah, the biggest predators that we have around here is coyotes and black bears.
Yeah, you can keep them black bears.
Yeah, I shot one of the black bears in the back one time in the middle of the night. I caught him in the back of our chicken coop. And
Well, he took out your chicken. That black bear took out your chicken coop, didn't it?
what's that?
Is that the one that took out your chicken coop?
Yeah, I actually have it on camera. We had a whole family there was 5 of them. 5 black bears came up on our property and like pretty much sacked our chicken coop, and they killed we had 40 something chickens at the time. They killed like 20 of them. And yeah, I actually have I have that on film.
We have black bear here, to the extent that you have there in New Hampshire. But we do have black bear here, but we don't have that same problem that you have with a black bear because our black bear never go into hibernation. They're out there year round, and there's need for them on out there. So we don't have the black bears here struggling, looking at the time of year, looking for food.
Yeah, we usually don't have a problem with black bears, but when the fall gets extended and winter doesn't come soon enough, the bear don't hibernate and they're still hungry, so that they start getting desperate, and that's when they start flipping up. They start flipping over dumpsters and they start tearing through your trash and they start killing your chickens, and
that's when food is scarce for them, so they start looking for alternative food.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have that problem here, fortunately.
Yeah, the year that happened, the year that we had that big issue, unfortunately, it was the same week I broke my leg, so I wasn't able to walk, and so the bear broke into the chicken coop, and we came home one day and I saw the chicken coop all torn apart, and I was like, "What's going on?" I went over there on my crutches, and I saw that half the chickens were killed and dead and laying there, and I'm like, "What?" And I went to my cameras and I looked back in the recordings and I saw the bear going there, ripped the door off the chicken coop and started killing the chickens. And I'm like, all right, what am I gonna do? And I let it go one more night, and they came back that next night and they did it again. And so a friend of mine said, well, 2 nights in a row, they're definitely going to come back a third night if you still have chickens left tonight. I'm like, well, we definitely still have chickens left. And he's like, they're coming back. And so I said, well, I'm going to sit out in the yard and wait. And I was on crutches. I had a broken leg. And I sat out in Stacy's car with my rifle, and I just waited. And I was in the dark and I couldn't see anything. And I heard something moving. So I turned the camera on. I pulled it up on my phone so I could see what was going on. And I could see in the camera that there was a bear like 10 feet from me. And I was like, all right. So I turned the headlights onto the car. Sure enough, the bear was right there. And it was in the chicken coop, like killing the chickens. And so I pulled my gun up and I shot it. And then it ran off into the woods. And the next day I tried to track the trail, and I couldn't find it.
Oh, man.
What you have for dinner tonight, Kim?
A grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese is good.
That's good.
We got, when I told you about a dirty Santa, gift where you trade and pick one you can steal from another. Well, we got this grilled cheese maker. It's like a toaster,
Yeah.
and actually it ain't bad.
You didn't put no ham or nothing on it. You just straight cheese.
Just grilled cheese.
Yeah, the first time we did it, we put one piece of cheese. And I told Pam, I said, let's put 2 pieces of cheese. We just use them American cheese slices, you know,
Mhm.
and it's not too bad.
I always like grilled cheese and tomato.
Grilled cheese and jalapenos.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's my favorite.
Or
You-
grilled cheese and bacon. Grilled cheese and bacon is really good.
The other, let's see, I don't know what day it was, Tuesday maybe. Me and Pam, we went to Red Lobster. And that was some good eating. Loader
Hey,
man.
you're making somebody hungry.
Loaderman, hey, what's going on here? All this talk about skinning squirrels and bad bears.
Yeah, and big rattlers. He's getting hungry.
Exactly.
Hey, loader man.
Sounds
Oh, yeah, Loader man.
like
But it's not too bad. The
What?
way I did it, lazy man way, I toast my bread.
Yep.
And I put my butter on there, put my cheese, my toast, you know, make my sandwich and throw it in the microwave and heat that cheese up.
microwave. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my feelings too, Mike. Hey, well, you know what I had for breakfast this morning?
You don't like the microwave?
When did we start microwaving grilled cheese? Oh.
Why not?
He said he made it the lazy way.
Oh.
Yeah, he did.
He admitted to that.
Well, I tell you what I had for breakfast this morning. I got my cast iron skillet piping hot. I mean, I threw some bell peppers and some onions, and I was sautéing them. I got them piping hot. Now I know that when you make omelets, you're supposed to take your eggs, crack them in a little dish, and scramble them on up, and all that stuff. But I did it the lazy way. When I started sautéing that with that super piping hot, so I when I was sautéing the onions and bell peppers, I actually browned them. And then I was so lazy that I turned the burner down a little bit, down to about 6 instead of 8 or 9. Turned it down to about 6. Then I cracked about 5 eggs on in that pan. And I didn't whip them on up. I just cracked them up right over the top of the saute. I cracked those eggs up there and I broke the yolk and I just kind of lightly spread it around on there. I didn't scramble it up. I spread that on out there. And then with that grease that I had going in there, it started crisping up the bottom side of the eggs. And then while that was cooking, I grated up some cheese and put it on top of there. And then I chopped up some habanero peppers and I threw in some pickled jalapeno peppers. Threw that on there. Then I threw in some leftover turkeys that I had on there. Threw that on there. Let that start cooking until the egg was all the way through. Then I threw cheese and I flipped it over on top and I called it good. I'll tell you what.
You know what's funny? Anytime I go to cook and I need to know that like I need to grease a pan, instead of greasing the pan with butter or oil, what I do is I throw bacon in the pan. I cook bacon in it. I take the bacon out and I use the bacon grease to cook in rather than putting in butter or oil. I pre-cook bacon in the pan and I use the bacon grease as my grease or oil instead of putting butter or oil in the pan to cook with.
Well, I was just using olive oil, extra virgin olive oil was what I was cooking with. And I know you're not supposed to take extra virgin olive oil and get it that hot. Okay, I wasn't using bacon or bacon fat or anything. I just used olive oil. But the deal was, it made that bottom side when I was cooking it. It made those eggs. It made them crispy. It made it crispy. So when I flipped that omelet on over and folded it in half, turned it into an omelet,
Yeah.
part of it was crispy and it was delicious.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that if I had to use butter or lard, like what you're talking about, you know, the fastest stuff, I'm sure it would have even been better yet.
Yeah. If I'm in a hurry, I'll use butter or oil, but like anytime I know I need to put something in there for like non-stick, I'll cook bacon in the pan first to get a good nice bed of like bacon fat. I'll take the bacon out and then I'll cook what I want to cook.
Yeah.
And it adds that nice little flavor of the bacon too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the deal. When I cook up venison or anything that I cook up, those meat flavorings on in there that's in the grease on in there, I save that for the next morning.
Yeah.
So, Mike, you don't like the microwave?
I mean, I grew up in a family of cooks, and I just never really liked microwave food because it's always like, I don't know, you can tell it's microwaved.
It's like cafeteria food.
It's like
It's just for reheating.
anytime you
what we are.
microwave food, it like comes out like chewy and like,
We don't actually cook anything in it.
I'll use microwave sometimes to reheat stuff, but I will never cook anything in a microwave.
I took some damn popcorn in it. It took some damn good popcorn now.
Hey, Kim, you got to try this sometime when you're making that grilled cheese sandwich. Forget about that new Fandango device that you got. Grab yourself a big old block of cheddar cheese. I toss a big old chunk of that.
It's funny because you can actually, like, for the most part,
and then fry up that cheddar cheese in the frying pan and get that cheddar cheese nice and crisp, and then flop that on your toast.
well, it's funny because you can buy like frozen pizza or frozen like vegetables and all that stuff. Like you can actually cook it just as fast in a regular oven or in a frying pan than you can in a microwave. Like there's really not like a big time savings most of the time, and so it always tastes better in my opinion. Like you can melt the butter in your vegetables when you're cooking it, or like the microwave just.
A lot of times, like if she makes a big pot of soup, be it chili, vegetable, whatever, then we'll freeze part of it. But we'll freeze it in portions, like in a bag. Then we'll take that and put it in the microwave.
Yeah.
And that works really good. We put just about enough for a bowl in a plastic bag.
You see what Motorman posted?
It's funny because like I'll take the same meal that somebody would put in a microwave and I'll put it in like a frying pan with a cover, and it almost cooks in the same time.
So what happens to soap when you put it in the microwave?
That's what I was wondering.
I
So-
just bought this microwave and give $200 for it. I don't think I'm gonna try it.
Oh, come on now, Kim. I ain't got a microwave to try it with it right now, so somebody's got to step up to the plate. Let me know what happens.
Yep. Not in this house.
Well, it's like Stacy buys stuff like, oh, I got these microwave pizza, and I'm like, all right, let me put it in the frying pan and do something with it, and I'll cook some bacon in the pan. I'll take the bacon out. I'll put the little mini pizza in the hot oil from the bacon. I'll put a cover on it. I'll cook it for 5 minutes. Take the cover off, take it out, and I'll cut it up. And people are like, "This is awesome." I'm like, I didn't microwave it. And it cooked just as fast.
Mike, you got to try like what we like to do this time of year. My wife makes a great frying pan pizza, and if you
Frying pan pizza.
if you have two cast iron skillets and you got that wood stove piping hot, try cooking that pizza on the skillet, and you take the skillet, put it over the top, so it's like an oven in there. But we do that this time of year. I mean, my wife makes some great, pizza, frying pan pizza on top of the wood stove this time of year.
If you like pizza that has a nice crispy crust, frying pan pizza is awesome.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's great. And this time of year when we got the wood stove blazing, it's a good time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, like my family, we grew up cooking. My mother, her father owned a chain of restaurants, and then like my sister and I always worked in restaurants, and I always loved cooking. And of course, like it's no secret I love eating, but
Well, you lost a lot of weight though.
I did actually. Yeah, I did lose
You're
a lot.
not big.
Exactly 1 year ago, I was about 260, almost 270 pounds.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You were bigger than me.
Yeah, I
never broke 250.
What's that?
I've never broke 250.
Oh, gee, I almost broke 300 at one point.
Oh geez.
Yeah, I was
I'm over 300.
when I was about
I used to be 6'2". I'm just 6'2", and I weigh about 240, but I've never been more than 250.
I weighed 220 when I was 15.
I'll be right back. My glass is empty.
Yeah, by the time I was 20 years old, I was about 275. And I'm about 180, 185 right now, but it's all
Quit working, and I've had this hip replaced. I've
you
slowed
had,
down.
you had a hip replacement?
Yeah, I had my hip replaced in 2010.
Oh, that's about the same time my mom had hers done.
Is she doing okay?
Yeah, she's doing that hip is doing well, but she's actually due to have the other hip done.
Cool. Well, I hope she gets along okay with it too.
Yeah, the hip that she had replaced is still doing really good, but yeah, her other hip is kind of degenerated, so she has to have that one done next.
Did they go in from the side or the front?
I think they went in from the side.
Okay,
And-
that's how they did mine. But a friend of mine had both his done, and they went in from the front,
Oh,
and he did okay. But my surgeon said when you go in the front, you cut
different
Yeah.
muscles.
tendons and nerve
Yeah.
endings and all that. He said when you go in the side, you just kind of pull back the muscles like you're going down through a purse, to get what you need, and then pin it back. You don't cut anything. You just weave through, The only thing that you're cutting is the outside of the skin.
Well, I remember going to pick her up at the hospital. When I went and showed up, she was actually walking down the hall when I showed up, and she was already walking. And I was like, wow. I'm like, that was fast.
Was she walking without anything?
Without anything. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was practicing walking, but she was on her own.
That was my first video. It took me, I think, 28 days. And that was the first video I made about recovering from my hip replacement. But
she's done
when I
pretty
had
well.
it done, an hour and a half after recovery, they had me up walking to the bathroom with a walker, of course. I walked to the bathroom with the walker, used the bathroom, and went back to my bed. And then the next day, I walked out and down the end of the hall and back to the bed with a walker, of course.
Wow.
How long it take you to get over it, you say?
I went in on a Monday and come home on a Friday.
How long was it before you could put some weight on it? It all took you a while to do that, didn't it?
Actually, that first hour, I mean,
Shoot.
That's even better than when I had knee surgery, and I blew up my knee back in like about 10, 15 years ago. I couldn't walk for like 2-3 months. I was on crutches in a wheelchair for a while. And yeah, I ended up with like a really bad injury on my knee.
but I came home and I'd take that walker outside and walk down the street and come back,
Grizz, what kind of wood you burn in the house? You burn pine, oak, whatever you get.
Doug fir?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Pretty
whatever.
much whatever, yeah.
I burn cherry, maple, alder, oak, Doug fir, just whatever I got here.
Y'all got a lot of pine trees there.
Not so much on the pine here. We get a lot of Doug fir, more Doug fir than we do pine.
Okay. We had
And
up.
we get a lot of alder, a lot of Doug fir.
Okay.
Hey, I got a call coming from Washington D.C. I want to take this call. It might be Donald Trump. Hello, is this Donald Trump?
Hey, Donald, how's it going?
Hello, Donald? Is that you? Oh, they hung up on me. Rude bastard. I thought I had Donald Trump on here.
You got to get him on the channel. Got to get him on.
Hey, it would have been awesome if I could have had him up here.
Yeah, we got to hear from
Donald Trump must know that I don't care for him all that much.
him.
Actually, you know what? Quite honestly, just to be fair, I do like a lot of the stuff that Donald Trump is doing. There's a number of things that I don't like. There's a number of things that I don't like. Him as a person, I can't stand, but that's irrelevant. Whether I can stand him as a person or not. But
I was actually impressed by the way he responded to the attack.
Yes and no. I can understand the other point of the argument. Only Congress has the right to declare war, but you know what? Congress gave that right to the presidency under George W. Bush.
Yep.
They haven't taken it back, but I do understand the stand, and I do believe that those powers do belong in the Congress's hands.
Yeah.
Do I really want Nancy to have those powers? No, I don't. But realistically, it does belong in Congress.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty noble decision not to start a war over what happened.
Yeah, there's a number of things on both sides of it, and quite honestly, I agree with Rand Paul. And Rand Paul is a big time Trump supporter, but on this side here, he's kind of separated himself from that, from Donald Trump from this part of it. He's not in agreement.
Yeah.
And I understand where Rand Paul is coming from, because I listen to what he's saying. And I do value a lot of what Rand Paul is saying.
I mean, like Trump's response could have started like a world war, but the stance that he took on it was, hey, I get it. We're gonna move on, and that's kind of a good thing because it could have been like pretty bad. Like if he said, okay, now I'm gonna declare war on, Iran. That
yeah, that's the scary point for me, for the president to have those powers. Say, hey, I'm going to do what I want to do. And you know what? Let's face it. I do believe that he did make the right choice. Ultimately.
Yeah.
But the reality is, for him to make that choice on his own power, with a lot of the stuff should have involved Congress. And I understand that there's questions about how trustable Congress can be, but you know what? On the same token, let's go back to if it was a Democrat in office and a Republican controlled Congress. We have to look at it on both sides.
The cool thing was, like, if you looked at it from a financial standpoint, like if you were looking at it from like a monetary, like what would we gain from it? Going into war probably would have been a better move. But he looked at it from like a logical standpoint and said, this would be stupid to start a war.
Well, I have to disagree with you on that point, and only because there's a different generation here. Now, 20 years ago, what you just stated would have been 100%, 200% accurate. But I don't believe that getting us into the war in this day and time would be beneficial on the economy, because there'd be so much controversy over it that I think it would actually hinder the economy.
Yeah.
Them people been fighting over them. People been fighting over them for 40 years, Grizz. Ain't nothing we can do about that junk. They fighting over them back in there.
That's right.
They'll be
And,
fighting.
and the Democrats and the Republicans both realize that this has been going on. There ain't no way that we can solve it. We just have different ways that we look at it. We both know that there ain't no damn thing that we can do about it. We just both, the Democrats and Republicans have two different ideas about how to go about dealing with it, but we both realize that we can't solve that problem.
It's a big shot. It's a big shot game. That's all it is. It's a big shot game.
Yep. Unfortunately, the Republicans in the past thought that war. No, let me rephrase that. Republicans and Democrats, because let's face it, we know what Johnson did with Vietnam, and we all know that Democrats are just as guilty of getting us into war as Republicans. Okay.
Well, war is always profitable.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But I think people who got smarter.
Now, I got a question. Don't you think it was quite a coincidence that Trump got in this hot water? So, hey, I'm going to do something. Maybe if I go kill this guy, that'll put a feather in my hat.
Well,
don't you think that?
I think it 100. I get it right. Now, I say 100% right.
Now, if I'm not saying that we didn't need to do that, but
right.
with the timing, I'm thinking, let's do this to take and say, oh, Trumpy, he's such a good guy.
Yeah.
Now, that's my opinion.
I have to respectfully disagree, Kim.
Well,
And the reason why I say respectfully disagree is because you know what? Trump has been coming through this whole deal smelling like a rose. He didn't need to do anything on this part. This is to me, it doesn't help him or hinder him on the impeachment proceedings. I think that deal, he's still coming through. He's coming through like a peach on there. So he didn't need to do anything to distract.
But check this out, Grizz.
To do something to distract is Nancy Pelosi.
This guy
Yeah.
here, guy here that he killed, he was responsible for a bunch of soldiers and civilians that ain't got legs, ain't got arms, or nothing. And he was planning on attacking again. U.S. soldiers.
Yep.
So Trump figured the best thing to do is take him out where he won't have no more blood on his hand.
see, I'm not disagreeing that he didn't do right. I'm just thinking that the timing, I got myself in hot water here. I better do something to make me look big,
The other thing is like
Look better.
you have to put yourself in his shoes, and like, he's got to make a lot of decisions, and no matter what decision he makes, it's gonna look bad in somebody's eyes.
Yeah.
Like somebody's gonna portray this in some way.
I'm not saying he made the wrong decision.
Okay. Well, let's go back to when Obama.
Like I put myself in his shoes, and I'm looking at like, all right, if I do this, these people are gonna hate me. If I do this, these people are gonna hate me. So I'm screwed either way. So I'm gonna make the decision that I think is right, and hope for the best.
I go back to looking at when Osama bin Laden was taken on out by Obama. Okay, when he took him on out, if y'all remember, the Republicans say, well, Obama didn't do that. This was all led up because with George W. Bush, blah, blah, blah. This whole
Yeah. It's always
but you know
president's
what
fault.
the reality was? I am giving Obama credit for that whole deal.
Yeah.
And this same takeout for this guy here. We've been in battle for Iran, and you know what? I don't know about anybody else here, but in my generation, I do remember all that hostage situation under Jimmy Carter in Iran.
Yep.
And for years, when are we going to do something about this bull crap? And I think that Ryan actually dropped the ball. He should have finished it up. Okay, but all these years, things hasn't been dealt with. Okay, well, maybe it's like Kim is saying, but you know what? It was something that needed to be dealt with. We need to get to the bottom of this whole deal. I do agree with Trump that we don't need to make them change hands or who's going to be in control of power or something. So we need to get their attention. I agree with that. Is it a distraction? Well, I don't think that Trump needed this distraction to declare him from his impeachment proceedings. He needs that at all. So I'm not buying that story, that part of it. I just don't agree with you on that part of it, Kim. I just don't. I think that Kim, I believe that Obama is coming out of the impeachment proceedings smell like a rose. And I do believe that we should have a full investigation deal in the Senate to find out if he's guilty or not. I want to see a full investigation.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about your milk cow, Grizz. Yeah, your milk cow.
Hey, let's do that.
Yep.
I'm just picking at you, Grizz.
I'm gonna go get me some of them cinnamon sticks tomorrow.
So what?
Cinnamon sticks and put in that mountain water.
I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it there, Kim.
Well, I can't hurt it,
Well, we can all drink to that.
I do have to say,
I'm drinking water, but we all drink to it. Yeah.
I do have to say one more thing, and then I'll shut up. Anybody that claims that a Republican is patriotic and Democrat is not patriotic is full of shit.
Yeah.
We're all patriotic, and that's the downfall of America is when we start pointing fingers of this group is not patriotic. We all have different values, but we are all patriotic. We all love America, and that's what people don't understand.
Unfortunately, the country is too divided. It's just, if you have the best interest of the country in your mind, then you are patriotic. Like,
Yeah.
you know, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever.
And I could be completely wrong in my values of what I think is right and wrong. I could be completely wrong. I understand that. And Kim might be completely wrong. And Waterbug
Oh, I'm not.
wrong. And you might be completely wrong. The
I'm
deal is we can all be
wrong one time, but I wasn't. I was just mistaken.
And it's funny because people will ask me, like, you're Republican or Democrat? And I'm like, neither.
I'm American.
I'm like, exactly. And I'm like, I just believe in what is right, and I'm going to follow that. And I'm going to follow what I believe is right, whether it's Democrat, Republican, Independent. I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's what's right that matters. Like, parties are stupid. Like, I think it's ridiculous that we even have that division. Like, it's.
I know everybody up on the panel is just as much patriotic as I am. Everybody up here is just as patriotic. Regardless of our political views, we're all just as patriotic.
Right. Yeah.
And that needs to be respected by the people in the press, and they don't get that.
Patriotic is what means what you want, what's best for our country. Period.
Yeah.
Like, done. Like,
I do too. And I think that getting Trump out of office would help our country.
Boo! Boo!
That's my opinion. But I don't
Hey, my
have
opinion,
nothing to do
anybody
with
but
it.
Hillary.
So I have the right to bitch.
Yes, you do. I agree wholeheartedly. You do have every.
Hey, there's stir fry.
Oh, hey, stir fry.
Can I just let her out?
Hmm?
Or do you
Hello.
Got her out.
want to have a hug?
You want a hug? My wife wants a hug, folks.
Hey.
And there's my stir fry.
Hey, Deanna. How you doing?
Mike
And
saying hi.
I
Kim saying hi. Waterbug
Hi.
saying hi.
Now, Waterbug didn't say hi. Waterbug wants a hug too.
Hello.
is
I want me a hug too. That's wrong. That's wrong, Grizz.
It's my hug.
Boy, you,
Big
I
hug.
don't care.
you need to quit that, Grizz.
I love everybody.
Hey, all right, Deanna.
I
You
do.
keep
I
it
love
real.
everybody. Jesus does.
Everybody but Big Steve. I hope he's not.
You keep Mr. Grizz happy. You keep him out of trouble.
All my brothers and sisters in Jesus.
There you go. You keeping Grizz happy. Keeping him out of trouble.
Oh, I stay out of trouble all the time. She has a big wicked cast iron skillet. It's 18 inches in diameter, 12 pounds, and it leaves a hell of a knot back here. So I always stay out of trouble with her.
You say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
There you. That's the best way to be.
Grizz, I still need to make a road trip out there so we can go into town together.
What's that, Mike?
I said I still need to make a road trip out there so we can go into town together.
Oh, that'd be awesome. You do.
That'd be fun.
We got to.
We definitely have to vlog that.
You and me, we got to put a defense system in place of how we address our wives with the cast iron skillets too. You know, they might be tiny, but they're wicked.
Yes, they are.
I got drunk one time back when me and Missy first got married. I got drunk as hell. I was talking a lot of shit to her, you know, a bunch of trash. And I had a bad hangover. I had a headache. She was in there washing the dishes, cleaning up the dishes. I said, why in the hell don't you quit that shit? I got one of the hell of a headache. I'm going to beat your ass. I come back. I laid back. I had a headache so bad I was laid back in the next thing I know, she hit me on my damn knee with that son of a bitch. I never said. Yeah, I couldn't walk for 2 or 3 damn days. I fell in the damn floor. She caught me when I was asleep. Boy, I talk about she hit that damn.
man.
I said, what in the hell? Get your ass in bed. I said, yes, ma'am, I'm going to bed.
She knew when to get you when it was best.
Boy, ever since then, we get along. Boy, that hurt. I was a young boy back then. We lived up there in Kentucky when that happened. I was in the Army. That hurts though, frying pan, really. At least on your damn gone kneecap.
Yeah.
But I had a headache. You know, one of them headaches you get, you can't get rid of, everything sets us off. I told you need to get that out. I call her B. I call her the B where I didn't want to say it in front of her.
Oh.
And that's what set her off. She didn't want you to call. Well, she tore my damn knee up.
Y'all done after that. Yeah.
I haven't had a hangover for a long time.
I hadn't either.
I just drink, you know.
Yep.
I've been accused here lately of having hangovers, but I don't get that part of it. I mean, it's like, how can you be over when you wake up drunk?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check on the wood stove.
That boy of mine come over here. He come over here one night. He dropped out the whole damn bottle of that damn honey, Jack Daniel. He come over here next morning. I said, what's wrong with you? I got a damn hangover. I said, yeah, you drunk all my damn liquor. I said, I got a little bit in there. I said, I'm going to go get some anyway. He don't drink it too much. He just done it during the holidays. He works up there at the bank. He's been out there for years. He got to kind of watch what he does.
Well, Noodles is still, he has a guilty conscience or something. He can't sleep.
Who's that?
Well, Noodles 1980. He says he says he can't sleep. He must have a guilty conscience.
Can't sleep. Yeah. He must have done somebody wrong. And I know somebody wrong. I get on this YouTube a lot of time listening to some of that old country music. I not listen to it.
Hey, have you ever watched? Do you like boogie woogie music?
Yeah, at times, yeah.
Let me see if I can find this channel. Just a second here. I got to switch my. Just a second.
You're on steroids, Noodles.
I got a channel I want y'all to check on out.
Yes, for my back. I get back.
Okay, this is just the video that pops up when I click on it. But this channel here, if you like boogie woogie music, you gotta check this on out. This guy, I don't remember what state he's on in, but he's like that. I believe he's at an airport somewhere, and he also goes to the mall, and he gets to public, and I mean, he meets people and he does plays some boogie woogie music. Y'all check this channel out. It's a big channel, but you know what? The guy's got talent.
Put a
Yeah,
link there, Chris.
Yeah, he did. He just put one up.
Yeah, check out that channel. That guy is. He has some pretty cool skits that he does on here.
There it is.
Yeah, I got to head to the doctor in the morning, so I'll be
Oh man.
out of commission for a while.
Well, you know what? If he's checking your prostates and he's got both hands on your chest, be very scared.
No, he checking some other stuff on me.
Oh, okay.
No, it ain't that. It ain't got that low yet. My orange is wanting to swell. I'm finna go get that checked out. I don't want to get it too bad. Get a, you know.
Oh, I think I've seen this, Chris.
Have you seen that?
Well, this guy, he acts like he can't play, and
Yeah. Yeah, he starts out, he acts like a lot of his videos, he acts like he can't play it. And all the next thing you know, he's really getting in the boogie woogie. I love that guy's channel. I mean, he puts out some, I love his music more so than anything. I mean, I just love that style of music.
oh, if I put my earphones on, then you guys can't hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that video is that I posted. I'm just posting the channel to the guy. But he has a lot of really good videos. Hey, John, hi and bye. Good to see you, John.
Yeah, that's great. Hello, John.
The guy can boogie woogie, can't he?
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I've seen that before, but I bookmarked it to where I can get back to it. You know,
I'm not even subscribed to him, but being that I watch him so much, he comes up in my automatic suggested list. Because I watch him so much, and I see a video that I like that is appealing to me, and I click on it and I watch it, and so I don't even need to subscribe to him, but they still keep on sending me feeds of him.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty neat. I still got my dad's old Zippo lighter.
I like these Zippo lighters.
Of course, you know, if I put flint in it and lighter fluid, it'd still work.
Yep. Yeah, those Zippo lighters with the flint and lighter fluid, they never go bad. They just keep on ticking. Kind of like an old Timex.
You ever fill it too full and burn your leg?
No, I've never done that.
Boy, I have.
No, I mean, I only put a little squirt at a time, a squirt or two at a time. I have to refill it like once or twice a day. I never overfill it, but I can see how that could happen if a person was, just loaded up and it starts boiling over the top, and then you go to light it and the fluid's running on it. Yeah, I can see how that could happen.
Well, the way you fill that, there's a piece of that white stuff in there. You pull that back and fill it up to the top or to the bottom of that, and then put that flap back in there. That way you don't get it too full. I learned that the hard way.
That's what you're supposed to do. And you're telling the proper way, but that ain't how I do it.
To me.
The squirting bottle down on in there, and I slowly squeeze it up until I can start seeing food coming up to the top, and then I stop. But what you're describing is actually the proper way to do it.
Right. Yeah, I learned that.
We all know that I'm not a proper type of guy.
Yeah, I know. I seen you wear your steel-toed sandals.
Yeah. You know what? I got to give myself some more sandals as soon as I can find some, because you know what? I'd be out there cutting firewood even in this kind of weather in those sandals. But I got no sandals anymore.
You ain't got no sandals no more?
No, I got to get a pair. I got to get up to Albany. I guess I'm being told that there's a store up in Albany that sells homemade sandals and stuff where you can go to Home Depot and all these little stores out there. You get these cheap little flimsy sandals that will last you maybe 6 months at best. They last 3 months. They just ain't no good. I'm looking for a good quality pair of sandals that I got to get.
Your Baba have to go to China.
No, I've had them Chinese made sandals. They only last me the Chinese made sandals last me maybe six months to a year.
Well, you might have to go to Spain or Chinese, Japanese. You might have to go somewhere. Are you going to get American?
If I ever some sandals, I'd try them on out.
You want made in American. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only do I want made in America, I would rather, if I could find a YouTube channel that says, hey, I make sandals here, custom fit, whatever. If I could find somebody that could make me some sandals on a YouTube channel, I'd be willing to pay $250 for a good quality pair.
Damn.
Well, yeah, but you know what? You go down and buy sandals at Walmart, $20, $30. And 6 months later, you're buying another pair. 6 months later, you're buying another pair. 6 months later, you're buying. The next thing you know, you spend over $200.
Yep.
Yeah. Get your damn board and make you some.
I've thought about that. If I can get myself some good leather, I got some old tires here I could cut out for the sole, and I'm sure I can figure out a way to make myself a hillbilly pair of sandals. And I have thought about that, and I'm not ruling that out.
Yeah. Instead of walking, you'll be rolling down the road there, won't you? You put
Yeah.
I'm just picking on you.
Did you ever try them Crocs?
John Gaines.
I ain't heard of them, Kim.
No?
Well, I don't know how to explain. I've got a pair that I wear. I bought them for taking the dog out where I can just slip in them real quick. They're called Crocs.
I've heard of them.
I don't have no holes in it. You can get the ones that has holes in them.
Yeah, I haven't heard him. I'll have to check him on out.
They're more of a a shoe. Let me see if I can Google him.
Okay, well, John just put a number out there, 867-5309.
What the hell you eating, boy? You ain't got to hide it. What you eating, the T-bone?
I'm eating spaghetti.
Oh, well, hell, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nope. Spaghetti and cheese and pork.
John, what is that number that you put on out there? Sounds familiar. I'm just not sure what phone number that is. Is that a TV show?
That
Tommy Two Tones or something like that. Tom Cruise.
Now these are leather.
He must be, John must be talking about some shoes, Grizz.
I don't know. That number sounds familiar to them for some reason, and I don't think it has anything to do with shoes.
That's, he's talking about the song.
Oh, okay. Tommy Two, yeah.
Tommy Two-Tone.
Two, yeah.
Tommy Two-Tone. It's a song. It is a song.
Okay, it's a song. Okay, I got you, John. I don't think I've ever heard that song, John.
We can play it.
We'll play it, yeah. Well, no, I don't know. It might be copyrighted and stuff. We don't want to do that on here.
Okay. Okay, Kim, Grizz, Mike, I'll catch y'all fellas later. I gotta do some little stuff. I gotta go to the doctor pretty early in the morning. But hey, I appreciate you letting me come on, Kim.
Okay, Waterbug.
Appreciate it. Appreciate
Hey,
it.
Hey, Waterbug.
Yeah,
Hope everything goes good with the doctor. We'll chat at you tomorrow, maybe, hopefully.
it will. I just gonna have to borrow some money probably to pay my bill.
Well, hey, that guy in the top right-hand corner, Mike Dillon, he's loaded.
Okay. All right, good night. I'll catch you fellas later. Thank you.
Hey, have a good night.
I
Take
got
care, Waterbug.
I got a piece of plastic you can borrow, but it's loaded.
Yeah, well, you know what? The plastic that I got is from Safeway. It was what I brought the groceries home in.
Yeah, that kind of plastic.
Waterbug's a cool guy. I really enjoyed chatting with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
Tommy Two-Tone.
Well, Grizz, it's after 10 o'clock for me.
Yeah, it's getting close to my bedtime, too. And Mike has to go to work tomorrow.
I do, unfortunately. I do.
Is it 11 o'clock for you?
Yep.
What are you doing up so late? Talking to us.
He's winding down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to working tomorrow.
Hey, Mike, before we get off here, you know, something to think about in the near future. I'm trying to set up. I've been looking at getting the C920 cam and stuff, and they're like, $80, $90, $100. But I've also been looking into using my cell phone as a webcam, and they're telling me that it's like using a cell phone for a webcam
Yep.
almost as good as the best of the best.
It is. That's true. Yep.
So do you would not tonight, but in the future, would you be able to help set that up? Do that?
Yeah. If you'd rather work from your computer, then a webcam would work. But if you're gonna use your cell phone, it's actually just as good, believe it or not.
No. What I'm talking about is linking the cell phone into the computer as the webcam.
What's that?
Linking the cell phone to the computer to turn it into a webcam.
Oh, I've never done that.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, okay. Well, that's something I've been studying on into, and there's possibilities. It's possible to do. I'll just have to keep on studying it.
Would you
Yeah, I've never done that.
would you do that as a Bluetooth?
Well, there's a number of different. You have to first of all you have to download it. Put an app on your cell phone to do it, but then there's all this setup rigmarole that I'm having a hell of a time trying to figure on out. Linking with the computer.
I can't figure out OBS and Streamlabs.
Yeah. Well, this is much more complicated than Streamlabs.
I understand.
Yeah, it's something I'm just struggling because I mean, quite honestly, on my laptop, the audio sucks when I'm doing live stream on a Streamlab and OBS. It sucks. I know that. And so what I'm trying to do is determine how I can use this as a webcam on my laptop, because I can live stream with Streamlabs like y'all have seen me do on my cell phone, and it turns out, but I don't have near the features that I can do on the computer.
Right.
And I want to keep the audio the audio is my big important feature that I got to look at.
Right. If you get your whether it's a phone or a webcam, if you get it too far away from you, that's where you run into the problem with the audio.
Yeah. And some of the stuff, like when I'm streaming the Streamlab, I can have it. If I do the Streamlab on the cell phone, I can have it further away from me, and everybody says the audio is very great. If I'm live streaming from my computer, the audio is fading in and out. And that's what I want to get away from.
Yeah. Okay, Chris, let's keep some left for another day. Okay.
Okay. Good night, y'all.
Hey, have a good night.
Thanks,
Great
Mike.
chatting with y'all. Take care, Mike and Kim.
And it says 8 people watching. Anybody on the chat that can hear me, have a great, outstanding night. Okay. Bye, all.